IchieChibuzoTVOnline.com. In Tampa, Florida, at the 14th Annual Convention of the World Igbo Congress. This is the last day, September 1st. We have an opportunity to talk to the Chief Executive Officer of this apex organization called World Igbo Congress. Let me please introduce the chairman of this organization. This is live. This is the chairman of this organization. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, my friend.
There was a. I can even know. There was a. Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This has been a rough week.
Tell me about it.
But it's everything comes to pass.
It's worthwhile.
Wonderful.
Wonderful.
It has been worthwhile. Before we go into the election and so many other things that took place, please, Gwanendigo, tell the world, give me a name, a little synopsis of who you are.
Thank you very much. I am Ichie Chibuzo, Onwuchekwe. I'm an engineer by profession. I live in the state of Texas. I live in Houston, Texas. And in 2005, Ichie was elected the chairman of the World Igbo Congress. And it has been a learning experience for these past 3 years now. And fortunately, because of the agenda I was saying, I wanted to deal with Igbo here in Garadia in Tampa, decided that I should continue to lead this organization. So I made a lot of changes I needed to implement to focus this organization for all the things I did natural email my diaspora by also Manaligo, and I get into implementing those as quickly as possible. And we have a lot of gratitude, and I've been grateful to our leaders, especially this in Nigeria, His Excellency Governor T.A. His Excellency former Governor of Imo State, His Excellency former Senate President Mr. Pius Ani. Then the National Traditional Ruler Saibel, His Royal Highness Ezilo Mwanya, the Chairman of the Traditional Rulers East and the Southeast Council of NDAG, His Royal Highness Eze Amara of Mubaland, His Royal Highness Eze Okoro, all the other dignitaries, my state officials, and the regular Ijule, Padai, and Igbo Navy. More personally, and then you can have promise. Our World Igbo Congress I believe up to the expectations and they may expect. And most importantly, I'm going to have a lot of support from our leaders, like Governor Chime, His Excellency Governor Chime of Enugu State. The state of Enugu has appropriated a piece of property, elaborate piece of property, Ebagalo, headquarters World Igbo Congress now.
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
Before you go into so many things that is critical for them to know, who you are have been clear as far as we know now, ABB, and I beg you to tell me from my name.
Oh, okay. Here I say, everybody say put on name. Now diaspora here. Or they have so much important, and I say, Onibo, and the Onibo label. Come on. Be it as it may, Onyaguata, Anambra State, which is in Aguata, Olumba, South government area. So,
in your tenure, under your watch, how has it been from the first time that you were elected in 2005 and you took over this this organization of Igbo? How has it been personally?
Well, personally, there has been a lot of challenges. Personally, also, it has been rewarding. Rewarding in the sense that you get to know our people better, you get to know what makes them tick, you get to know why we are really Igbos. And then challenging in the sense that dealing with Igbo generally is not a piece of cake. Yeah, because the Republican nature of the Igbo man demanded that you don't really say anything in Igbo. Resolve in your mind in your sound. If you are comfortable with that, every other thing
will fall in place.
Yes.
When you were elected chairman the first time, what state did that take place in?
It took place in Los Angeles, California.
I think it was a very big day that day.
It was a very big and wonderful day.
It was an interesting day.
Yes, it was.
And you had many challenges in that day.
Yes.
But you came on top. Several.
Well, people work a lot, and then they give out the day what they were for that in at the end of the day, they support you.
They came out in support of you.
Overwhelmingly.
And your cabinet from that point on, could you name some of them?
Well, the Secretary General of World Igbo Congress, Attorney Ichie Chibuzo, and then I have an Executive Director, Dr. Anthony Jeffrey. I have Assistant Secretary General, Engineer Mike Anwuchekwe. I have a Treasurer, Dr. Peter Mobu, CPA. Financial Secretary is Stephen Adobo, CPA. I have a Chief Whip, Dr. Ken Igwe. And what else? I have like a cabinet. I have my vice, which is John Japone, who is now serving in the Imo State cabinet.
Now, you recently became re-elected.
Yes.
You have a new cabinet. Before we go into the problems that existed before, and it's a little early to tell how you're going to work with this, but with the new cabinet. But could you name who your new cabinets are?
Well, the new cabinet, I have a vice chairman who's going to be working closely with me, based in Washington D.C., named Dr. Joseph Nasri. Then I have
one name, the number, well known.
Attorney Charles Kaze is retained as a Secretary General.
He was re-elected.
He was re-elected, as well as Mike Anwuchekwe was re-elected. Dr. Mogu continued to be the Treasurer, but Sir Francis is based in Austin, Texas. He's now the new Financial Secretary. Chief George Eze, who is based in California, Los Angeles, is now the Chief Whip, and which is the other one. Basically, I think that is it.
That's your new cabinet.
That's my new cabinet.
Given to you by delegation, by the mandate of the people.
We've already had a meeting, and everybody appears to be on the same page, and we are going to, in a hurry, kick in and start to work to implement some of the programs and mandates that we are charged with.
Could you name at least 3 of your key projects that you would like to work that will benefit and improve the quality of life of the people?
Well, right now, then we're going the resources and the contacts and the information to look into healthcare issues. I had a lot of disturbing reports about the state of healthcare in the mother. Very, very minor things, whatever. All you have to do, different paramedics can just take care of it.
I would like to get more into that healthcare issue, but give me a second just for a commercial break, and we'll be right back. It's the Chief Obidike. Don't go away. We have more to come. Welcome back. Chief Obidike Ajuluchuku of Nigerian TV Online with His Eminence. I don't know, I think maybe you could even call him Excellency, because he is the head of Ndibo. in diaspora. Cut it. Ah, yes. Welcome back. Chief Obidike Ajuluchuku of Nigerian TV Online with the chairman, re-elected chairman of World Igbo Congress. Here he is, our chairman. God bless you, sir.
Thank you very much.
We had to do some little bit of business.
Okay.
But you were talking about the healthcare issue in Igbo.
Yes.
And you were also making some references as to what you want to do about it. Please elaborate.
I'm going to go with a lot of sources. And there's some medical equipment that I'm like to set up a program and distribute such equipment to hospitals and the healthcare facilities in Igbo. There will go a lot of physicians, doctors of Igbo origin, mainly recruited in this area from all aspects of medical profession, gynecologists, cardiologists, even psychiatrists,
yes, there's many of them which we need, really.
We have all of them.
Yes.
And even in Canada, way beyond. So I've told them that it's time for action, and they have all agreed to sign up. We're going to announce a committee. They're going to, some of them are already doing these type of missions on their own basis. But we feel that the team people are signing I feel to coordinate it more on a bigger level and a wider level, and then have them manage it, and we follow it up, and then we see what impact we'll be able to do. I believe we're going to have a lot of impact.
And what is the other areas that
in the other areas of healthcare, other than all these medical missions that so many other small organizations, we encourage that. We are going to coordinate it more and maybe make it reach wider village areas. Other than just say go to Parkland Hospital Enugu, or go to General Hospital Nisha, or go to Newi,
and stay for 1 week and dispense medication and and then I've had some problem with that, because I thought that the picture should be a little bigger than that. You know, a major hospital. Now kind of not 1 or 2 stories high, but major hospitals.
And then also, before Anna got there, they make a wider effort to reach the people to know what is really being offered.
And being
so
available for
them.
them.
Take advantage.
Sure. You know, I know that the health issue is one now. What is your other project?
The other thing, now, a lot of people don't know World Igbo Congress. I have an idea. What World Igbo Congress is about.
That's a very good point. What is it?
We want now to focus on grassroots level, to really come back down to Igbo and maybe have focus point. That is why it is so grateful. Governor Chime, the governor of Enugu, has given us a place to
begin.
But also, not only that, he has already offered us a space for a temporary office in Enugu now, where we can come in and set up an office right away. When I coordinate actually pending the time, I got lost the headquarters.
Is that part of what you will do in this term?
Oh, that is. As a matter of fact, last night I had some people from Enugu. They came in here and we had a meeting. And as we had the meeting, one of the businessmen in Enugu pledged to me that the temporary office anyway, and he will furnish it. He will make it work.
He will furnish it. Oh my God!
On behalf of what?
Oh my God! You know, because
I have all these commitments already.
That is great, because it seems that we need to pinpoint.
Yes.
What exactly?
Let me tell you what that will do. When we go and set up this temporary office, during our next convention or meeting in the US or anywhere we want to have, be it Canada or first of all, that will be a clearing house, because we'll staff it. That's why we download the information. download whatever you need to go to visa with. If you know for anything you need, you walk into that office, get directed the proper way, get given the whatever document you or whatever assistance you. And this temporary office we're talking about, we're going to also make it in such a way that all men only here, maybe your grandmother in Nigeria anywhere in any village. They say instead of in a Western Union here. I wouldn't in 15 naira, each of our grandmother will go we swap or can go to somebody or Okadam or something. They deliver this so I do believe that presence in Nigeria will provide a lot of service to the Igbo diaspora to be able to interact and help in the reaching our people.
Reaching our people.
Yes, in the grassroots level. We also have a program now we're going to start. I have a committee that we are going to embark on things like exercise books that will have the logo of World Igbo Congress, pencils or whatever. We're going to be trying to distribute these to
students. And
I'm not even talking about university now, but to go to the villages and then start from the scratch where our kindergarten, first grade, whatever.
Stationary.
Yes, and to be making them aware of this organization. And I want to believe even in governance, in politics of our neighbor, what the problem has been is that people don't really, the people that lead us, they sometimes disconnected from the grassroots. And we want to see a way to have all these connections made.
I took some time to allow for you to talk about your agenda and your vision.
Just the tip of that.
And I'm sure that there's some more.
Of course.
But I would like to move us into the area of this election. This election, and I'm sure that many of you are waiting to hear all about it. So the internet is buzzing and newspapers are buzzing. And what happened? Is there one or two World Igbo Congress? Has it been divided? Have there been a coup d'etat? For the lack of better words. In your own assessment, 3-4 months or half a year ago, there were some people that expressed interest to run for your seat.
Yes.
You being one, Gorgie being the other, and the other person being Ito from Atlanta, Georgia, being the third person, and that was it. Take us from that point. What happened?
Well, basically, Igbo, we encourage expression, not only of ambitions or aspirations, but of thought. Yes, there were 3 people, myself, Dr. Gorgie, Joeto, but at the end of the day, we have a constitution of World Igbo Congress that whatever you do is based on. And Dr. Gorgie, you can verify from him, he did call me and told me that he's not going to run. And that
he withdrew.
Yes, not only that he withdrew, he supported me. So it was because of what I said. It was almost similar to what happened in Ohaneze, in Nigeria, where eventually you had, because of some ambition or some issues that are personal, some people decided to form some clique.
In any organization, there's always cliques.
To contravene the constitution of World Igbo Congress. But more, as a standing chairman who was sworn in to uphold the constitution, I had to make sure that the constitution is upheld. They did go to another facility to say they had an election, but then they even did know that that's not legitimate. When we gathered here in Tampa, we had our governors, T.O.G., Udemwa, the royal fathers, everybody, they brought all of us together here in one room. And then we all asked to bury the hatchet regardless of what the issue could
whatever the issue was.
We all asked to focus on Indian Igbo. And then the royal fathers and the governor, this committee was chaired by His Excellency Governor Ichie Chibuzo. They mandated that I make certain concessions, which I did, and then they asked those guys to come here. They came. Then at the end of the meeting, they were asked to go and bring all their people back here at Always for them. Go and bring all their people that will do the program, political forum together, and then go to the banquet. So they agreed, and we all left. But at the end of the day, they did not show up. So, in fact, I used this opportunity to, again, apologize to our leaders like the Governor, His Royal Highness, Ezilo Mwanya, and all the people that participated in this effort. Because I don't, personally, World Igbo Congress is bigger than any individual. It's not about personalities. And for those caliber of Igbo leaders to lay down the rules, and these few people decided to disobey such, it's kind of mind-blowing. And the boys who there has to be some sense, some sense of direction. People.
I'm not going to go into some of the details and speculations as to the specifics of what happened. That and even if we ended up with 2 World Igbo Congress, and from all indication there is still one, and all that from all the people that I spoke to, there is still one World Igbo Congress. There are some people that are saying that there is 2. If that is constitutionally correct, I'm sure that all that will be done and taken care of at some other time.
My dear brother, Chief Ajuluchuku, we are going to, in the interest of Igbo, keep working to make sure that we don't bastardize the organization called the World Igbo Congress. But everybody knows that what they say, there's no way here that World Igbo Congress are born. There's no 2. So whatever we need to do to resolve the issue, it will be resolved one way or the other. And all we're hoping for and praying for is that cooler heads prevail. And I will be. We all want the same thing. And what are you going to say now? I'm chairman of World Igbo Congress. Tisa and Igbo. We all want peace within the Igbo land, the progress on the Igbo, and the Mandemai. So anybody deviating from that is really missing the point.
You had an opportunity to face Joe Oquito. No offense, my brother. Okay? But you had an opportunity to face him. Did you get a chance to analyze him as a potential leader? What's your thoughts about him?
So he believes that he has a contribution to make to Igbo. I cannot fault him on that. All I can tell him is do it constitutionally. I made it clear if he comes to a free and fair World Igbo Congress election, if the majority of the board members are chairman, I will be the first one to take off my hat, congratulate him, and stand behind him on behalf of Igbo, and they will move forward. But he wouldn't, for him not, to avoid that type of a process, and I try to be called chairman of World Igbo through the back door by getting a few of his friends to to moving Ichie in another hotels in the whole world. That doesn't mean that World Igbo Congress is there. World Igbo Congress is not bigger about that.
So in other words, if you want to change condition, come inside the house.
Oh yeah. No, yeah.
Don't do it someplace else.
Work with the rule you set. He's a board member. He's a board member for what, since 2000. So it's not like I'm gonna hear that.
He was a contributing factor to the established rules.
Oh yeah.
And now,
in fact, all the constitutions of World Igbo Congress, whether changed or amended or whatever, he has voted to approve all of them. So it's not like there's something new that
it was not something strange to him.
Yeah.
Tell us about your executive director. Why did he, somebody that you've worked with and you've known, you employed?
Yeah, the executive director is a case. I don't mince words sometimes, and that is one of my
forte or else.
That's why I seem to be rubbing a lot of people the wrong way.
It's okay.
The executive director has not been able to operate independently. He has a godfather in Nashville, Texas, that he takes instructions from. And he made it clear to me, and the other people from Nashville made it clear to me that he has to live in the community, and if he goes contrary to this year, that he may not find it, he may find himself isolated in the community that he lives. And because, for example, the executive is not an elected position in World Igbo Congress, so it's supposed not to be political.
You appointed him.
I appointed him. Therefore, when you appointed somebody to the specific function, and then sometimes he come and tell me, you have to remove the Secretary General, I will tell him the Secretary General is elected by the people. It's not appointed by the chairman. So, how do you ask me to remove him? To remove him will require an election. To vote him out.
It is the people that have to remove him, the board of directors. They're the ones that have to remove him.
So, we try to keep everybody honest and try to avoid childish type attitude to process. So regardless of who you are, that's in summary the case of the executive director.
Mr. Chairman, just a few little things for our audience. How many affiliates are there?
Right now, from various areas, you have about 27 active organizations, and about 35, including those that are not as active. Remember, in World Igbo Congress, by constitution, we avoid proliferation of organizations. Say, for instance, in the Hill of Houston, where you have the biggest concentration of Nigerians outside Ala Igbo, Houston has only one organization. And each organization has only 2 representatives to the World Igbo Congress. So,
if there were 27, 28, or 29 affiliates,
Houston can have about 10 organizations.
But the Constitution only limits you to 2.
To one organization that will have 2 representatives.
So no matter how you look at it, you can't come in with more than 2.
No. The whole of Dallas is one organization. 2 representatives in the board.
Mr. Chairman, there were some problems here. And you have acknowledged that there were some problems. But could you tell Ndigbo, Lebani, what now?
What now is World Igbo Congress will go full steam ahead to work on our programs. So our structure is in place. And I would call this like a part of growing pains in World Igbo Congress, because we really want to expand the organization. I have made it clear that this elitist mentality, because only once somebody gets on board, this is Kagasina, and most of the time they don't even brief the people that send them to that board in some cases. They're going to open this now. And we are not going to sit back and say we have a problem. The problems are there. We can walk and choose.
Every organization have a problem.
Oh, yeah.
There are people that came, and they came from far away. They did not expect, nor did they have any knowledge of this internal conflict. Would you talk to them? You know, there's some feelings that's been damaged or hurt behind this conflict. It's in your own fatherly way. Could you talk to them and let them know?
Well, you know, actually, we never really expected that the situation would be as it was, because up until, remember, we were having contacts up until Thursday. They were still trying to find a way to come back to us. But then in every click, you have the hardliners. Like for instance, I met at the meeting, made an agreement. When they went back to where they were, the hardliners prevailed, and that's why they didn't come back to join us. So I really do accept the responsibility and apologize to all the people that came and were embroiled in this thing that or actually became a part of it, or started finding out. You know, I don't think that it would have been appropriate to publish this thing in advance when we didn't know the dimensions. But now that the matter, just like what happened in Ohanese, I know that quickly we will resolve it, because this is a country of laws, you know, and that's why we insist on our constitution, the rules we set, and abide with it. Other than you don't ignore the rules you set in the middle of the game.
You don't shift the goalpost.
No, that's not right.
There were some people that were angry and said that how can a local affiliate challenge a national in such a risky and brush manner? What would you say to other affiliates who will be trying to host World Igbo Congress?
Well, the situation here in Tampa was unique. Unique in the membership of the Igbo organization in Tampa, they are not aware of what the leadership did. It's only now that they're just finding out. They were totally fed. For example, some of the functions the local organization were supposed to do, they did it. The convention souvenirs, the bags, the t-shirts, we didn't do that in national. They were all done here by
the local affiliates.
So they delivered all those materials that they were. Remember, we have a convention planning committee comprising the national and the local organization. It is their president, basically, and their board members, two of them,
that really
for their purposes. So now, all the lies they have told people are finding out what the truth is. It wasn't for us from national to start going to galvanize in the Tampa, but eventually the people will know the truth.
Eventually the truth will come out.
Of course.
There are many hands that played in this. Yes. There are many people from the beginning.
Yes.
Former chairmen.
Oh, yeah.
They had some hand in this, from what I understand.
Yeah.
Board members, former losers, and even some sitting winners, elected and non-elected. They were involved. They had their hand. Yeah. Is there any way to protect this? Keep this from happening for the, just in case you don't run for chairmanship again.
Yeah.
How do you protect this organization from the hands that want to destroy it?
Well, sometimes it is very, very beneficial. It's very cleansing to have some crisis. Crisis is not really the problem. What makes the business how that crisis is managed. we think that crisis will be managed. We have this situation where, based on our culture in Igbo land, even though we live here in a country where a single clause in the law can mean a lot, we sometimes tend to ignore it, in the sense that in our culture it's a question of I am this and I can get away with this and get away with this. Like you said, there were two people, the original chairman, whose term of office ended in 1999, and one of the chairman of the Council of Elders, who believe that because we have respected them as elders, but they believe in their minds that they own this organization.
Own it.
They own it.
This is a non-profit organization. How do you own it?
They believe in their mind, because all the things that come out of their mouth is, when I founded this organization, it got to the point that I told they said, listen, gentlemen, I went to Bentonville Arkansas. Sam Walton founded Walmart, but he cannot come out today and say he owns Walmart, because there are so many other stakeholders that must be considered. Yeah, you have a stake in World Igbo Congress, but don't say that you own it. World Igbo Congress of 1994, when it was founded, it's not World Igbo Congress 2008.
No.
We are now in the 21st. A lot of things have changed.
There's many spokes in the wheel, but only one wheel.
What we need to do, so many other things that it's not. When they say one, how many affiliates we are in contention, we are in question. So these are some of the things. I mean, it's ego. Well, I know we've settled this somehow. Either way, because we are going to vigorously deal with this distraction. That's what we call a distraction. And
if you think it's necessary to do that.
No, not if we think. It is necessary to stop the distraction, and we will do. We will stop it.
To protect the interests.
To protect the interests of the community, the Igbo in diaspora, because a lot is at stake. I mean, I remind them of the motto of the French Legion: march or die. Tell them we are either organized as a people, or we forget about anything we aspire to or hope for in Nigeria. Because the other people that compete with us are organized. And they have their differences, but
they're continuing on.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Mr. Chairman, you've been just very cooperative and very nice, and I really appreciate you sitting and taking the time after very tough 4 or 5 days. For me anyway, but for you I'm sure it's longer. Well, next year, World Igbo Congress is going to convene in Washington, D.C.
Washington, D.C.
Is there any advice that you will give Ndibo?
The other advice I can give is a promise. And that is that the 2009 convention in Washington, D.C. is not going to be like the 2008 convention in Tampa Bay. The World Igbo Congress will not only get back, but will actually take it up a notch or two come 2009. And that's a place we're going to work very, very hard to make that happen.
Well, you heard it from the chairman himself.
Yeah.
You're welcome to come back and keep an eye on it. Just keep an eye on the media and the internet, and at some point these things that took place will be sorted out.
Oh, yeah.
And make no conclusions right away. I always advise, don't be so conclusive. Take your time. But thank you, sir.
Hey, my friend.
Thank you very much for being here. Absolutely. Ndibo. We're still here.
No.
We're still here. We're here.
No, we're even going to make it bigger.
A lot bigger.
Our presence.
Huh? Dalo, sir.
Thank you.
This is Chief Obidike Ajuluchuku of Nigerian TV Online. Stay tuned and stay alive. Watch out. We'll be back. God bless.
Thank you,
sir.
Thank you, my brother.
Thank you.